right, welcome back to Back Society. I'm your co-host Jordan with my other co-host,
S.
and of course the other one.
The other one.
The other one.
And Chris.
There we go. We got it. All right, we're on chapter 7 of Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yes, we
now,
are.
this was chapter was overcoming obstacles, and of course, he lists a lot of things like cynicism, fear, laziness. I'm sure at least we felt one of these things, right?
One of them. I feel them all.
You felt them all?
Yeah, man.
All right, then start us off. What really impacted you the most?
I would say like laziness is a big thing because people.
I feel that.
He does say like you have a lazy mind, but it's not just a lazy mind. It's actually like it's a habit, right? Most people procrastinate. That could be fear as well.
Yeah, like you just do that endless scroll on your phone and not do it. Next thing you know, a few hours passed.
Yeah. But sometimes, I program myself to eat like later in the day. So I'm like hungry throughout the day because it breaks your procrastination because you're hungry for things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Gets you moving.
I understand that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I get it. What about you, Chris? Anything you really felt jumped out of your chapter in one of the obstacles?
Yeah, I think fear is like the big one, because everybody's like, oh, I want to do,
yeah,
and pulling the trigger is the hardest part.
It really is.
it is.
For me, it was more of the cynicism. I always play the what if game, like, oh, what if this bombs? What if I don't? What if it's like there's too much criticism about it? Like, I've been gathering things to make a studio since 2018, and I only really started making content until 2021. Like, the cynicism was really like paralyzing a little bit.
Now that I think about it, I feel like all of these is all based on fear, one emotion, right? Fear.
It is fear of the unknown, fear of failure,
Right.
as he touched on.
Fear is a weird thing because fear it plagues the mind, but it's nothing but an illusion, right?
It is an illusion, but it's also one of the hardest things is, of course, overcoming that fear. Like I've always wanted a YouTube channel where I just make content. I've always wanted to make content, and I've wanted to since like 2017, really. And I started gathering stuff in 2018, but I only really started making content, YouTube content, this year, really. And I've been making it nonstop. Like once I overcome it, it was like a floodgate,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing.
It is amazing. Like I'm sure when it comes to Chris, I bet like there was like a certain fear before you went into the whole real estate game, right?
Yeah, I mean, so like, we always wanted to do it because we wanted to like start to build some kind of wealth. Really, the hardest one was like the second property, like, because we took our first one, we had already lived in it and we already owned it.
Yeah.
And then it was
Right.
like, oh shit, now we're going to buy one specifically for investing. Like it took a couple years, bro.
I
bet
believe
it did.
Years.
Because like the thing that would like paralyze me the most is like, what if I can't afford it? What if something happens and like my lifeline to income is cut somehow? Because like in this day and age, there's a lot of unknowns.
Yeah. So much unknowns. Now, even though you had that fear, right, of investing into real estate, why don't you talk about like a failure that you had to learn from?
In real estate?
Yeah.
He's about to be like, I never had a failure. What are you talking about?
Everybody has had a failure in some type where you have to learn a situation from it. Where you learned a situation from.
Yeah. I think the first time we had like a real issue. Okay, so we had just got our first renter in. The baby had just been born, and I was away for work. And
you got a lot going on.
Yeah, and then the main water line to the house exploded.
Oh wow!
God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because it was on the wrong side of the sidewalk, it was our problem and not the county's problem. And I think it was spilling like 10,000 gallons a day or something ridiculous.
Jesus Christ, there is thirsty kids in Africa.
Dude, they had to like dig it up outside. They had to like jackhammer in the basement and run this whole new line. And we were like, dude, this is gonna cost thousands.
Was that your property they were jackhammering?
That's what he just said.
It was
his
in the
problem.
Yeah, it was in the basement.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
They had to reconnect the line.
Okay.
So
yeah. Dude, it was wild.
It cost you thousands?
No, so it ended up we had some like weird subcontracted out thing in our homeowner's policy that we never heard of. That's not very common, but we just happen to have it.
Oh my
And
god, that is the luckiest shit in the world, dude. That is the only shit. That is the shit that only happens to freaking him. I swear to God, that is the only stuff.
It cost us like $250, I think, or $500, whatever deductible was.
Hey, if it happened to
was
one
pretty
person,
wild,
of
bro.
course it happened to him.
Hey,
dude.
no,
I
that's
know.
no. I'm glad.
I'm glad
It's
too.
That was the most.
amazing.
That was the most stressful. That was definitely the most stressful because
Yeah.
it was like, how do we handle it? Because like also they had to shut off the water to the house, so then our tenants had to
Yeah.
like move out and like get a hotel.
Oh wow.
Right.
So yeah, so we like ended up like, what did we do? We like didn't charge them for like the rent for the days they were out, but then our insurance reimbursed us.
Oh okay.
Yeah, so it was like it was a clutch moment, what you would call.
But I mean, I could imagine you being stressed out. You know, you just had the baby, you're away, and then this happens, and you're like, man, this is just gonna set us back.
Yeah, the city fucks
Yeah.
you. I mean, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, exactly. You're like, no, this is the city problem. Nope, it's on this line, so it's your problem.
But
Bro,
you happen to have
It was
this.
it was literally it's a townhouse too. We got the smallest yard. It just happened to be literally like 6 inches on our side of the sidewalk.
Yeah, so I can, yeah, you were. I bet you were stressed out.
I mean, I would be too. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd be like, why is this happening to me? But at least you had like that clutch insurance that just came out of nowhere, it
Bro,
seems.
out of nowhere. Had no idea.
Yeah.
That's good. Do
Yeah.
you have something similar?
You know, not like in business wise, I would say. Like, I learned usually like my failures come from like just in life general, right?
Right.
Like when life just knocks you down, you just get back up, you learn from it, and then you move on. And then when that situation occurs again, you know how to handle it.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I've had a few clutch situations where like, you know, I guess an angel was smiling down upon me because like there was a few times where I was first starting my journey in programming in my career and I had left the casino, and there was a few times where I struggled for money,
Yeah.
and every time like, oh no, these bills are coming up, I don't know how I'm gonna pay them. Class action lawsuit from the casino came down out of
Yeah.
nowhere and gave me a fat check.
Yeah. That's called the abundance money. And it just comes in the mail because you're
All of a
like,
sudden, you're just like, you get a check. It's just like, oh, you won this class action lawsuit. I was like, $2,000.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, I'll take it. Oh God, I'm so sorry this happened,
that's amazing.
dude. It was like a few of those times it came in clutch, where like a big spike happened in the stock market, and I got a really good dividend for that month, and it really came in well. Except it's been very freaking hard this week.
Yeah. Staying on topic though, like obstacles though, they're everybody has to face them. They pop out. I feel like obstacles it's so weird, right? So like from my experience, what I've seen is like when you're really like focused on a goal, for instance, that's when obstacles arise, right? Most people that really, I feel like don't that are content with where they're at and stuff like that aren't trying to move in a direction, obstacles rarely happen to them.
Well, it's not only that, but sometimes when you're really hyper focused on something you want to do, let's say like making content for YouTube or podcasting, you get this certain arrogance, which he also mentioned that, oh, I know what I'm doing. I know how to do this. You know, my personality is good. This is going to take off. And it's just, you see all these other people and realize that you don't know as much as you think. This is a very professional field that people have taken over, and you are still starting out. You're like a baby compared to them. You don't know this stuff. Like when I started posting the podcast for the first time or the YouTube for the first time, like there are very specific things you need to do in order to catch fire.
No, and I get that. I agree with that.
And I admit I was
Yeah.
kind of arrogant because
Were you really?
Yeah, I was
I-
arrogant. I thought my personality or yours
Yeah.
could carry it, and it was just not true. There was certain things like posting at certain times where
Yeah.
people would get off work or before work. Like Chris says he listens to the podcast on his way to work or something on his way to work. And so, you know, a lot of people do the same thing.
Right.
And so you want to really have the episode at that time, or in order to keep people's attention is a difficult thing, especially with so much endorphins that's going around in today's day
Yeah.
and age of with the internet.
A dopamine spike.
Yeah, you need to capture that somehow. And it's a difficult thing, and I thought it was going to be easier than it really was. But people have spiked their whole career. People make $200K to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a quote. I don't know if it's a quote, but the
Right?
So we just call it a saying then. If it's not a quote.
I think this is called like this is something I thought up one day.
All right. Well, I mean, like when you talk about like going into something with arrogance, right? You always want to be humble, right? You're willing to learn. You keep an open mind.
It's
You
tough to be humble sometimes, man.
I know, but the thing is that know-it-alls, mostly people that are arrogant are like know-it-alls. But when you have that mentality that you're a know-it-all, you don't learn anything new, right? And you become very dismissive. But if you know you want to do something, you're willing to listen, be humble, but be committed and always willing to learn, it makes you more. Then you can use knowledge for certain things. If it doesn't work out, or you're like, all right, I don't do this. You know, it's just more. You're more receptive to things. I feel like.
I feel like you need to be more receptive to learning things.
Oh, 100%.
I've not stopped learning things for the past few years since we started this thing.
Right.
Not since Bag Society, but just podcasting in general. And it's been a wild ride. As you know, on the Bag Society YouTube, I don't know if you kept up with it too much, Chris, but like I've been posting on it, and I've been like taking
posts on it.
Yeah, did you see the one I posted today?
No, dude, I was in a car all day today driving. So
Oh man, that sucks to suck. But I just posted the most popular video we had, and it was just a quote with some B-roll, some flashy transitions. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
let me check. I want to check. I'm gonna look right now.
You want to look at it? It's just an experiment. I just wanted to see how much I would
Is it the
get.
discipline one?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
You posted it today, and it's got 176 views.
Compared to the
And
others.
it's just some Asian dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, man.
It was B-roll. I wanted someone learning. I thought,
That's pretty
discipline,
cool.
learning, you can get the picture.
So we're trying to crack the algorithm.
Yes.
We're cracking the code. We're like safe crackers with the
At this point, the algorithm figuring it out. It's not an if, but when.
but
Because
when
it's gonna happen. Because I have like about 5 YouTube channels that I've been posting to about regularly, trying to figure out what's the best way to crack these views,
yeah.
and it's going pretty well.
Yeah, you did
So far.
Yeah, the Chat GBT one.
What's the one thing you've learned?
How to captivate an audience. Okay, so I posted earlier this week of a quote, and it's just a quote, Marcus Aurelius Meditations. I realized posting the quote on the short, the whole quote is not good because that's not hooking anyone in, because you can just scroll past it, read it, and then scroll past it. You need, in order to get the YouTube algorithm to really like push your content out continuously, people need to stay on until the end of the video and not scroll past it. You don't want anyone to scroll past your video before it's over. And I put a backsplash screen like, oh, for more, listen to the so-and-so. Apparently, people like to scroll past it as soon as that comes up. And YouTube will penalize you for that, right? They'll say it's a scroll past. So you can have like a 30-second long video, but if that backsplash is 2 seconds, the retention would be 28 seconds. And they'll say, oh, people didn't listen to the full thing. We're going to downvote you on the algorithm.
So I guess
It was bullshit.
so we have to come up with a formula for the shorts, right?
Right.
You need the hook in the beginning.
You need
and
the
then
hook.
You, need
You
retention.
can't put all your information up at front. You need to like hook them in, keep them watching.
Yeah. So
Then give them the payoff, but at the same time end abruptly.
Okay.
So people don't scroll
We don't
away.
have time to it's
so
wild.
so what Jordan told me was like you within like the first second or two, you got to have a hook. Then you have to drag on a pretty good story, right? With different
People
angles,
love
different
storytelling.
cuts.
I especially do too.
Right, but that's the retention. The story is the retention to keep them in, and then you give them everything that you're trying to say at the end, and you got to end it abruptly, right?
So a couple of things the notes I've written down was a lot of B-roll. You can't just have a picture. People like things that are moving, something that captures their attention. You want to feed into other things, of course, the storytelling, but you can't just have everything up front. You need to tantalize them just a little bit, tickle the balls a little bit, until the payoff comes. As soon as the payoff comes,
The money shot.
the money
money
shot,
shot,
the money
hey.
shot, exactly. You need to have that.
I feel like we're in like the back studio in Hollywood, smoking, talking about.
We're in like Pier 88 or something like that.
Then bam, Hit you right there.
There's a surprising amount of cocaine that is not here.
I want to do a short like in Family Guy with Peter Griffin, and it's just like smoke.
The thing is, like, that's a big. The thing is, if you have clips of Family Guy, and if you add it to your video, people will watch it.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I believe it.
People like watching things that are familiar to them.
Oh, that's another note. Note
And
to self.
The thing is, you also have to contend with people's ADHD that the internet has really brought on as a pandemic.
I don't believe
you know.
in ADHD.
Again, like I said, let's say we took one of your videos that you sent us, which is like life tips and stuff like that. Like, for an example, emergency fund.
Yeah.
Right. And we split it. And I'm going to try this.
All right.
And we put like a game footage, like someone doing a trick shot in Call of Duty or something.
Okay.
I want that retention rate will skyrocket.
We're gonna see. I mean, this is
It
what
will
it's about, right?
skyrocket.
This is what it's
Isn't
about.
it like those ones where there's like those really weird ones where it's like the driving, it's like
Yeah.
GTA online or whatever.
You know exactly
and it
what I'm
has
talking
nothing
about.
to do. Yeah, it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with the actual content, right? It's just you're watching like, yo, is he gonna make that? Is this gonna be
That's
it?
exactly what it is. It's
know.
only
Yeah,
there
yeah.
to keep your attention. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Because obviously you'd rather look at that than the guy who's talking because you're looking at that.
Yeah.
It's funny, these mind games they play with you, but it works.
It's a psyop.
Yeah.
But
Whoever
it
figured
works.
that out, bro. Whoever figured that out.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah, it was probably some 14-year-old.
No, I bet you. I bet you it was some high-end company, some corporation.
No.
No.
It was a Russian troll. Bro.
It was. It probably was. There was some CIA agent guy.
The
or
biggest
something.
views aren't like, corporate sponsors.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. The biggest views, the biggest people do not put out like, or the biggest companies like corporations. They don't do
The
this stuff.
corporations are always a
Yeah.
year behind of trends.
Yeah, and they don't even they buy the trend maker.
Oh, they buy the audience. They buy
no,
the
they
trend
don't.
maker.
No, they don't buy the audience. They buy the trend maker. And be
Well,
like,
of course. I
"Keep
mean,
doing
you know,
that."
like the White House is buying like TikTok stars right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
The White House
Yeah.
for what?
They
Did
have
you see when he went on the those guys went on the Tim Dillon podcast?
About
no, please tell me about this. I enjoyed Tim Dillon.
Yo. Yeah, so like the two TikTok stars from the White House or whatever. And the one kid said something like, I'll always vote for Democrats, even though most of them suck or whatever like that, something like that. And he's there like representing the White House. And the kid's like, can you take that out? And Tim Dillon's like, no. I will not.
He doesn't want to get that phone
call.
call,
Bro, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he was like shitting on Democrats and just saying he'll always vote for them, but they really suck. And
He's fired.
it
Cancel
was,
his
it was
contract.
so fun. Immediately, he was like, can you remove that? Tim Dillon, of course, is like, go fuck yourself. Bro.
I'm
Whoops.
good. I'm good. You have to really admire the status quo parts of the like Democratic Party. It's just like, what we're doing is good, but hey, young people. It's like that meme with Steve Buscemi. It's just like, hey, young people.
I'm not a fan of the Democrats.
I'm not a fan of the Uniparty over here.
I think it's because they like prey on victim mentality people. That's why I don't like him.
There is victims in this country, but I won't say more about that.
You know what I mean?
But either way, one of the things Robert Kiyosaki has also said is, have you overcame bad habits?
I had to.
Like, okay, what?
I had to.
So like what?
This is a bad example because I had Taco Bell last night.
That's a horrible habit, dude.
But you already gave up, bro.
Yeah, he already gave up. As soon as like Baja Blast
Beer.
was no longer Taco Bell exclusive, it was over. It was
Oh.
a wrap.
I'm drinking water.
Let me see this. Look at that. 0 calories.
No.
You're good to go, folks.
No, here's the thing, right? So like for me personally, I can't eat like the majority of food. Because if I do, then I can't get out of bed.
Yeah, you're the guy who was allergic to everything as a kid.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I wasn't lying.
Quote unquote. Are you sure you weren't lying?
I wasn't lying.
You said you were allergic to corn, and I don't think that's real.
I don't know. I wasn't lying. I mean, because like I have to
Like that perfectly written letter about how you're dyslexic.
I
was
to-
about to say that shit, dude.
Hold on. You didn't I tell you the story about that? I
I
literally
feel like we did talk about it.
Yeah, I literally
It was just a perfect example.
I literally copied it letter for letter. Not even I couldn't do word for word. I copied letter for letter, and it was just like, "Hey, I think I might have," which is messed up because I was like 10 years old, telling everybody that I need help, and everybody just laughed at me. Yeah, what's wrong with you guys?
Yeah, because we didn't believe you,
Yeah,
and I still don't.
I was in special classes,
Huh?
unfortunately.
Unfortunately, dude, I went to a special class in middle school, and I remember. And
You went to a special class and you went to the Joseph program.
oh god,
Yeah,
I
in high
forgot.
school.
Yeah,
about
what are you
that.
talking about?
No, I remember.
You had some weird friends, bro.
Yeah, I mean that. I'm weird myself. What can I say? I attract other weird people.
I hate
Yeah.
weird people.
That's very phobic of you.
I don't
I'm s-
care.
I don't know what phobia it is, but it's very phobic of
No,
you.
hold on, time out. No, listen, I work at the casino, so I have to deal with
Did
weird.
you like my friend Brett?
Hold on, I have to work with weird
Oh my
people
God.
all
No, you
the
stop.
time. I have to work with weird people all the time.
Yeah. No,
I'm
you
done
don't
with
work
weird
with
people.
Yeah, you don't work with weird people. You work with addicts.
Addict / weird people. There's a slash, but they're still weird.
Yeah, they would really benefit with overcoming bad habits.
They really would. Honestly,
They would. They would.
They would.
Perhaps tell them to read this book.
I mean, like, would they read a book or would they just ask for a hit?
Tell them it's a video game. Maybe they'll read it.
I tried.
Ooh, that's good.
That's good. It might work.
You know what? I've seen people play blackjack and play poker on their phone at the same time.
That's just multitasking.
Like, bro, chill out, man.
you
Like,
could lose your money
Wait,
and win your money at the
Wait,
same
wait, wait.
time.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
like I've seen people at the blackjack table playing blackjack while playing poker on their phone.
I thought you're not allowed to have your phone at the table. They
You're
let them
not.
have their phones at the table.
Yeah, you're not.
No, you're not. But what this is what they do, right? Because there's a table, they'll have their phone in their
Oh,
lap underneath the table, and then be like, "Oh my god, I just went all in," and I mean, like me, I don't care. You can do whatever you want. I don't care.
This is like I peaked in high school. I still think this shit works. This is like I put my earphone in my
Yeah.
sleeve and I just go like this.
oh, all the time, all the time. But me, I don't care.
That's fucking juvenile.
They think they're getting away with murder.
Yeah, because
but
they
I
think
see
they
them.
think they're so. They think they're so clever, you know. They just know. It's like the guy on the craps who's just like re-roll. Like, oh my god, I felt like a split second of vertigo.
Yeah, yeah.
A split second of vertigo.
Oh, the ground shaked.
The ground shook. You didn't feel that? Well, I did.
Yeah. But anyway, so like I had to overcome my bad habits of eating, right? Because obviously the food is your fuel. You got to start eating for a purpose and not pleasure. I stopped smoking weed years ago. That was a bad habit because it kept making me lazy and hungry.
It's legal though.
It
At
is
least
legal.
here.
It's legal. It's about to be legal in Maryland too.
Is it?
Yeah.
I know. Medical.
I think it already is. Yeah.
Is it? I know it's legal in DC.
Yeah.
I don't think Virginia is going to with the
Nah, not
with the
anytime soon.
governor.
Yeah, so I stopped doing that. What other bad habit? I stopped watching TV. I don't have a TV in my room.
Yeah,
I did
I
that
know,
a long
I know.
time ago.
I know. I'm trying to convince mom to let me have it.
Yeah, so
I can have a backsplash right here.
But I'm saying is those are would you say those are bad habits that I got rid of?
TV is definitely a
It's
bad
a-
habit.
It's a time waster.
But the thing is, like, as bad as TV is, you need to fill that void that TV would have filled with something more beneficial.
I don't have.
Yeah.
Oh. What about social media? How many people are on
Well,
Facebook?
what
and-
are you filling it with?
bro? I work 10 hours a day. I work out. I work.
What are you
all the time.
doing to make yourself better? Because work's not going to make you better.
Hold on. I work out,
Okay.
right?
Workout's good. Workout's good. But how you only work out for like what, an hour?
2 hours. I work out 1 hour in weights and 1 hour in running.
God, that's a lot.
You think so?
I would die.
Oh,
But I have a smoker lung.
what about your bad habits, Mr. Perfect over here?
I'm not perfect, but I spend the day creating things.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Like content. Like the Back Society channel. I mean, who's posting that shit? Me?
That's true. And I mean, like, I sent you like 8 videos.
You did, and you have no idea how much I appreciate that because I have something to post.
Yeah.
But who made the most popular thing from scratch? What can I say?
You like it, huh?
Yeah. So, but he's right though. Like, what are you doing then? Like, you just said you work out and work, but like,
I work out, I work. I make videos.
read?
I read like how I read now is like I usually read if I'm in my car. Like instead of
Yeah.
listening to music.
You read in your car?
Yeah, like it's an audiobook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like I always make way for that. I meditate, try to stay present, focused.
But how are you, like, let's say bettering yourself in order to gain more wealth. How are you using that time that isn't taken by TV, social media, in order to gain wealth? Because TV and social media probably won't cut it. Some people are, the people are very strategic when it comes to social media, but TV definitely won't.
Okay.
You've only named 12 hours out of your day. What are you doing those other 12 hours?
8 hours I have to sleep. I don't know why. Like, I feel like that's a curse, right? You only have 24 hours and 8 of it you have to. It's insane. I feel like I'm the only guy that does that.
All right.
No.
So 4 hours. 4 hours.
So yeah, you're right. I got 4 hours, right? 4 hours of purpose. So basically, like, you know, I have my own place. I have to cook my food.
That takes about an hour, hour and a half.
I have to, you know, like I get ready. Like
I'm just hearing excuses. This is all I'm hearing.
what in the world?
This is
Why?
excuses.
How come every podcast I feel like I get targeted? What is going on here?
You're like the malleable figure we're trying to just make better. You're the example.
How am I the example?
You're the example.
You know why? Because you set this wild goal of saving $1 million by August, and you haven't actually said
but it's not August yet.
But it's
where in your.
it's basically June.
Yeah, but it's not August yet.
Have you gotten even like a quarter of it?
No, not yet. You
You
never
haven't,
know.
but you have that whole day, and you haven't said what you're doing in your days to do that, to get to that goal.
I mean, like I said, like, I don't know. I work 10 hours a day.
But Chris has a huge point here. You work 10 hours a day. Okay.
Yeah.
That leaves you 14 hours.
That leaves me 14 hours.
And of course, you probably sleep a full 8 hours, right? You sleep 8 hours.
18 hours.
You
Go
sleep
on.
18 hours.
No, but I'm adding.
Do you sleep 8 hours or 18 hours?
You're not all right. I work 10 hours.
Yes.
Then I sleep 8 hours. Together,
okay, you're combining those both.
together,
Okay.
that's 18.
So 18 hours. That's still 6 hours.
That's 6
Let's
hours.
say, okay, so you take 6 hours away from working out. There's 4 hours of lull.
Yeah.
What are you doing in those 4 hours?
Well, I used to make a lot of music. I still do kind of make music.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know you have a little studio in your basement now.
I got a studio in my basement.
When was the last time you touched it?
Today. I touch it every day.
Yeah, what do you do on it?
You know, I just sit there. So, like, I read this book a long time ago called The Art of War.
By Sun Tzu?
No, that's The Art of War. The War of Art. Did I say? Hold on. What did I say the first time?
You said the art of war, bro.
Yeah, Art of War is Sun Tzu.
Okay.
I have it on my book.
I meant to say The War on Art by Steven Pressfield, right? And he says if you just sit down and just start like
Muse.
Yeah, your muse, exactly. What's his name does it too? Who's that big writer that writes? Who wrote it?
Stephen King.
Oh, Stephen King.
Stephen King,
Yeah.
right? So Stephen King, right? How he knocks out all his books. He has a time set, 8 a.m, where he'll sit down in the chair and doesn't get up until noon.
Stephen King is a exception to the norm.
There
Stephen
is
King,
no
He
exception.
also did a lot of cocaine.
And smoked a
To
lot of
me-
cigarettes.
to me,
And-
Stephen King, a lot
drank.
of writers, and believe me, I've tried to be a writer.
I'm not saying I'm Hunter
But-
S. Thompson. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I'm not.
Well, because you don't do drugs,
Exactly.
so you're not Hunter S. Thompson.
right.
You're not writing Fear and Loathing over here.
So why is there is no exception? Why are you making them special? They're not special.
No, Stephen King is a writing machine. A lot of people aren't like that.
He's a writing machine. This is why he's a writing machine. He's a writing machine because he sits down every single day for 4 hours. And
He's
just
not the
writes.
only one that does that. George R. R.
No, he
Martin
doesn't.
Does it. Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
And he
The guy-
still
hold on,
hasn't
Hold on.
finished.
You're talking. Hold on. No, you're talking about the guy who wrote Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
Yes. There is an interview on YouTube. You can look this up right now.
Is it with him and Stephen King?
It's with him and Stephen King.
I watched that.
It's with
I
him and
watched that.
Stephen
I
King.
watched that.
And Stephen King tells him his creative process, and JR or whatever his name is says he suffers from procrastination, and Stephen King says this is how you get
That's
over
not what he
it.
said. He said he suffers from writer's block.
Or writer's block.
And how does Stephen King get rid of that? And Stephen King replied, I don't have that.
All right, here's a trick to get over writer's block is to sit down every single day, like in the War of Art, and just write. It doesn't.
It's tough. I understand.
It's not. I'm not saying it's tough.
It's tough because like Stephen King does that, but he is kind of like and he has a mind where it just keeps going.
Everybody
and,
has
like,
a mind that
Neil-
keeps going.
Like him and Neil Gaiman. Neil Gaiman does the same thing. He sits in his garden at a specific point of the day and writes things. Like that's how he wrote like Coraline or American Gods.
Why are you
know?
giving? Hold
Oh,
on.
man.
My thing is why are you giving excuses on why it's so hard to do?
Because I've tried it.
I've done it too, and it's not hard.
I find it hard.
The only reason why you will find it hard is because you have judgment on it, right?
I mean, I am my worst critic, I will admit. yes.
Exactly. So, like, the thing is with this process is that not everything that you write is going to be good, right? Not everything that you write is going to be bad. The key is just to keep writing. But over time, it gets better and better.
I like that. That actually goes into chapter 7.
Hey.
You need to go over that cynicism.
Nailed it.
That's that cynicism.
Yeah, because everybody, you're right, though. I'm glad we shifted this segment away from me, but
No, we've actually believe it or not, we've stayed on topic. Believe it or not.
but here's the thing, right? So a lot of their mind is their worst enemy, right? There really is. That inner voice in you, it's your worst enemy. And it's because there's so much
That's that
judgment.
cynicism.
Yeah, there's so much judgment, right? So like I used to when I was very into Zen, which I'm getting back into, right?
Your rap wasn't bad, dude.
I know, but I'm talking about Zen right now. So like when I talk about Zen, right? Zen is when you stop judging your thoughts. And when you stop judging your thoughts, that cynicism literally goes away. And you stop judging other people, right?
Not just judgment. It's not you're when it comes to like creating something, it's not other people. Like other people is half the battle. Like getting rid of half the battle, but like the other half is getting rid of your own self-doubt.
I know, and it's because
Like, am I really good enough to contend with the other contemporaries of my time? And if let's say I decided to take up painting, am I really good enough to even touch what like Andy Warhol was? Or
But see,
something
when
like
you
that?
have that type of mindset, you're not going to even pick up the brush.
I've been gathering stuff for a studio since 2018. When did I start making actual content? 2022.
All right. So, okay, that was
4 years. That's high school.
all right. All right. I get what you're saying. But now, when you have that type of voice, all you have to do is become aware of that voice and then realize that voice isn't you and that voice doesn't control you, and then just keep painting.
Overcoming that obstacle.
Bam.
Nailed it.
Like,
Bam. All you have to do is become aware of that voice. That's it.
you do. You have to tell yourself something. You have to tell yourself.
No,
that,
that's what I'm trying to say. You don't have to tell yourself anything.
you have to tell yourself to just put it out there.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
You just need to put it out there. Like, look at Stephen King. He's wrote some really good books, but he's wrote some pretty shitty books. Look at Nick Cage. He's been in like so many shitty movies, but he had like some gems, like The Rock.
Renfield.
I do want to see that actually. I do want to see that. I won't lie.
It was decent.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Did you pirate it?
I pirate all my movies. Unfortunately.
Okay. What would you give it out of 10, Renfield? Because I've wanted to see that movie.
See, I can't do the rating system.
Just 1 through 10.
Just make it up.
8, 7,
Okay,
7,
okay.
average.
Okay.
Average is actually like 5, right?
Middle of the road is 5.
So let's do 6.
Yeah,
Okay.
that
was
doesn't
a
make
ti-
me want to see it.
It was a time waster. You said like you watch a movie because you're like, man,
It's Nick Cage, the greatest actor of our time.
yeah. The good thing about movie is say if you are doing something creatively and you're just burnt out. You just
I just had like a nostalgic moment of like Expendables 2, and they were just like, okay, we have a new hero, and it's gonna be Nick Cage. And I just remember Chris raging about that. Going like, Nick Cage?
hold on. Nick Cage was not an Expendables.
He was an Expendable too, yes.
No, he was not.
Yes, he was.
No, he was not.
He was not in the first one.
He was not in the second one.
Yeah, he was like one of the new heroes, like after they got rid of like Dolph Lundgren.
No, he was not.
I think he was. Oh God, he's looking this up right now.
Because I was a fan
I
of
don't
the
remember.
Expendables. I don't even know how to spell that.
Really, you don't know how to spell Expendables?
Shout out.
He's dyslexic.
Come on now. Shout out to Google.
Shut up.
Let's look at the cast.
There's Terry Crews.
No, the new one was Chuck Norris.
Was it Chuck? Oh, yeah. The second one had Chuck Norris and Arnold Schwarzenegger, who showed up for like 5 minutes.
Come on now.
My bad.
Sly's in the movie, so you know Sly.
Who? I have no idea. Sly Cooper? I played that
Sly
game.
Stallone. Sly Stallone, bro.
Oh, Sylvester Stallone. Okay, you could have just said that. Look, I haven't seen Sylvester Stallone since he made that masterpiece, Oscar worthy, where he was a trucker who did arm wrestling.
Yes. Over the top. Over the top. You gotta.
That was the last movie.
His like mouth like was falling off of his face. Dude,
Dude,
I don't know how he does it.
I think it's permanent, right? Didn't he have like a stroke or something?
No,
Too
he
much
got-
steroids?
No, I
He
think
got,
it's like a muscle thing.
he got
or
like
something,
kicked
right?
in the womb, and it just his face didn't grow the way
like-
it's supposed to be.
I think it's like a muscle. Yeah, there's like he's like missing like a tendon or a muscle or something, and it.
Isn't he like 90
know.
years old though?
He's
like old as
in his-
hell, bro.
He's like in his 70s. He didn't really become an actor until his 30s. You have time.
I don't want to be I could be an actor.
I could be an actor. Look at me.
He's 76.
I said 70s.
Yeah.
Rocky Balboa.
He's still jacked. He's still
still
jacked
jacked.
too.
He's still Jack. Unlike Arnold, who is kind of like,
Because Arnold's a vegan. He went vegan.
yeah, he's a vegan.
Yeah.
He's a vegan. Anyway. His last point, Robert Kiyosaki made in this chapter, was overcoming arrogance. Have you done that?
Overcome arrogance?
Yes.
No, you have not.
What are you talking about? I am the least arrogant one here.
Are you?
What
By-
are you talking about?
By far.
Are you?
Who's the one asking questions here?
Dude, you're the one who's just like, look, I work 60 hours a day
Because you guys are asking me about my day.
at my dead-end job.
Everybody here has a dead end
winning.
job.
I don't have a dead-end job.
Okay, I have a
I
dead
have a
end job.
career.
I have a dead end job.
Bro, I said, how are you getting to your goal in August? You said, it ain't August yet. Like, that's pretty arrogant, bro.
He's got a point.
I'm moving. We're moving. I'm here, ain't I?
We're moving, but like, have you even made $1?
Yeah, I make dollars every day.
Dollars from your ventures to make $1 million? Because your job ain't going to give you $1 million.
Hey,
Maybe
have
over the
you been-
lifetime.
What's the rules for like tipping dealers in Illinois?
It's not keep your own.
It's not keep your own.
It's
It's
not?
it's
No.
pulled.
It's pulled,
Okay.
unfortunately. Because if it was keep your own, I'd probably work like 3 days out of the week.
Yeah, there's more incentive, but like if it's pooled, you can like get that early out, like leave 2 hours early, but you're still gonna get as paid as much as anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're gonna get as paid as much as the guy who's doing overtime when it comes to tips.
With tips, yeah. But
Which,
Yeah.
which
No,
to me,
yeah, I was curious because there's no like incentive to become a better dealer.
no, there's zero
Zero.
incentive. And like
Yeah.
and that was another thing too, because I actually brought this up because I was like, they wanna
you brought this up.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because I work night shift and I'm tired of working night shift. I want to work day shift. So they do the
you're not like 40 or 50.
they do like they have the seniority, right? So like if you have seniority, you can work day shift. Well, like if you're a night shift guy and you have like personality, because I'm personable. Unfortunately, I have to be personable because people like me. So I have to be personal. So like there's other dealers that they don't talk. They you know what I mean? They complain. They come in there with a bad mental attitude and stuff like that. You know, and it's like it can hurt your tokes. It can hurt your how much money you make.
And Tokes' tips, by the way.
Yeah, or it hurt your tips. So like me, you know, I have that hustler's mentality, man. I go over there, I talk to these people, I'm personable with these people. I know these people's lives, you know, how are they doing? I know what games they're betting.
Dude, it's the poker games that are the roughest.
But still though, right? Like people when you go to the casino, right? You go there for entertainment most like the majority of the time. Yeah, you're trying to win money, but most people know when you go into the casino, you're not going to win as much money as the casino is selling you, right? The casino sells people, hey, you can become rich or whatever. But people know they're not going to become rich going into the casino. They go there for their favorite dealer, which just happens to be me.
I don't know. I mean, like, if you were like a kid especially like fresh out of college. A lot of people think that they're smart enough and arrogant enough because, like, I remember being in college and I felt invincible. A lot of people think like, oh, rich is the only path for me. So they go in a casino thinking, hey, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like at the same time, the casino, like that's the image. They're selling you a dream that you could become
they
rich.
do. Even YouTube did that to me.
That YouTube is selling you a dream that you could become rich.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
but that's a dream I'd rather chase than the casino.
I'm just saying, like, it was the same thing, like a casino, and I felt this, and I realized it on my walk home from the gym. It was just like I have a Lego channel that I made. Like, I build Legos all the time, so I might as well record it and put it on a YouTube. But I had one of my first videos got about 2K views, like 100 and some likes, right? And I've been chasing that dream ever since. It was pretty much like going into a casino, going like, oh, I'll just do this slot machine real quick, hit a little bit of a jackpot, and try to chase it ever since. And that's kind of what it is. You're chasing the views ever since.
Okay, well,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you became aware of it.
Well, because I've worked in the casino, I'm aware of it.
But here's the thing too, is right, like you could go in the casino and you can only do so much, right? Where YouTube, you're trying to figure out and crack the algorithm, right? So you're trying to improve.
Not
day in
if,
and
but
day out.
when.
Yeah, exactly. So you're constantly trying to improve. Where the casino, it's all random luck, right?
That's true. But they always put the ones that are ready to crack at the front, or so I hear in Vegas. I'll find out soon because I'm going to Vegas in the summer.
Who are you going to Vegas with?
I don't care. I'm going to Vegas.
The summer is next month.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I have to get rich by August. Then I'll be there.
Might as well go to Vegas, bro.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You win the jackpot. You'll be like, I got the $1 million, Chris. What now?
No, I wouldn't do that. I don't flex.
Arrogance.
I'm not a flexer.
Overcoming
error.
error.
Whatever, dude.
Hold on, what makes you think I'm a flexer?
If you won $1 million, we would not hear the end of it.
No, hold on. If I got $1 million before August 1st, then you will not hear the end of it. But if
But if you hit the jackpot on July 31st and you got $1 million, we would not hear the end of it.
okay,
I
yes,
told you I could do
that's
it.
true. That's very true, and I would ride that to the grave every single day.
Yeah, this man would be like, I can't believe. Did you doubt me? Why?
I
did
can't
you
believe
doubt
you
me?
doubted
I
me.
can't believe that shit.
Never doubt me, bro.
I never. That sounds exactly what I would say. Oh, never doubt me.
But the road to $1 million is making a product,
Yeah,
selling it,
yeah,
making a business out of it, growing and scaling.
yeah.
What have you done to further that?
So
It's almost been a year. It's been 10 months.
It has been 10 months. I don't know, working on my videos, pretty much.
Yeah.
I plan on selling my videos.
What do you mean selling it?
Yeah, it's like a self-improvement program.
So you're trying to make your own like Hustlers University or Creator Kit.
I don't know what that stuff is, but I trying to make my own self-improvement program. It's just a program.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, hey, if you like these videos, if you get enough views, you're gonna be like, you like these videos? Well, I'll give you a bonus at the end of my video. And my bonus is here's a coupon to view or really subscribe to my university where I give all the secrets I have just for you at this point, which is like what, $50 a month or something?
No, my thinking is like I collect a collection of, or I create a collection of videos,
Okay.
make it into a program,
Okay.
right? Kind of like a fitness program,
Right.
and just sell it for like $300.
So and
Whoa.
all at once.
Yeah.
Wow, that's not the way to go anymore.
What's the
I
way?
say drop it on YouTube, bro.
What's yeah? I mean, like I will, but I mean, like,
Like, have you furthered
Or
the King
Patreon.
Scott channel? Oh, Patreon. Yeah, that's a good idea.
or I could do that as well. I mean, like I could. So like basically like yeah, I have a program, but it's like it's for certain people that have to be certain discipline, right? You got to be disciplined, right?
Right.
So like on YouTube, like you could talk about it, but I wouldn't give you like the whole. You know, I would definitely make sure like if you pay, the knowledge is worth the payment. You know what I mean? It's not like I can't give it all up front on YouTube for free because
Obviously,
then
you don't wanna
nobody
give
will
your-
buy the program.
You don't want to give your best points away. You want to keep it under a lock and key.
It's not like under a lock and key. It's just like
Well, a paywall.
yeah, a paywall, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So that, I mean, like that to me is my best bet because, you know, like
Have you thought about a Patreon?
I don't even know what a Patreon is.
A Patreon is where someone subscribes to you for like $1 to there's tiers. So it can be like $1 tier, $2 tier, $5 tier, and each tier gets you an unlocked feature. Let's say like they subscribe to the $5 tier, and so they get your more exclusive videos.
Yeah.
But
Or like a Zoom call once a week.
yeah, I mean, I could do that, but my thing is I don't want to do like different tiers and like hold back different things.
You don't have to.
Okay, like because I mean, I like basically like I just want to give out all the information that I've learned and put to the test to overcome like certain situations and stuff like that.
In one bulk, one-time fee.
I mean, yeah, pretty much for a lifetime.
That's not how the world works anymore. The world's on
Yeah.
subscriptions now.
Because that's just going to be on YouTube the next day. And
Exactly.
you're not going to be able to keep track of it.
I mean, it would be dope if people thought the information that I have so much be on YouTube the next day. I feel like and
Yeah,
then
but
I'll
if it's on
probably
the
just-
YouTube the next day, those are people that won't subscribe to you for it.
I feel like they would still subscribe to me because I mean, like you
Why
would,
would they if the content's
Why?
on YouTube?
because let's take it back for instance, right? Like say like you have these authors that have YouTube channels. They write a book and they still have a YouTube channel. You know what I mean?
But they don't put it on their YouTube channel.
Okay. I like if I was to sell a program, I'm not going to put it on my YouTube channel, but I'll talk about the program.
But if you're not going to put it on your YouTube channel and put it under a paywall, if someone just takes the bullet for everyone else and puts it on and subscribes to you and then puts it on YouTube, you only getting that one subscriber while everyone else is subscribing to that YouTube channel.
See, I guess, but I mean, like you could say the same thing with like CDs, like when artists made music with CDs, or even now artists that make songs and it gets leaked out to the internet.
Look at Metallica with their whole Napster incident.
Are they still making money?
They're still making money, but that's not
people-
without an army of lawyers behind their back making sure they make money.
Do people? I mean, like okay, Metallica, that's one example, but I mean, like you can look like for instance, like Eckhart Tolle. I know you guys don't know much about him. He wrote a book called The Power of Now. He has a YouTube channel. People still buy his book.
Yeah, but his YouTube channel is probably putting out content.
His
That's
YouTube channel
new.
is putting out content. No, I mean, like, it's pretty much the same thing. Be present. Bam. I just blew up Eckhart Tolle's $77 million operation by telling you the secret just to be present. Oh, my God. Now I'm going to go subscribe to Eckhart Tolle and still buy his book.
But that's you. You have to think of your audience, not you. You have to think about not what you would do, but what the average audience member would do. And you want to cast a wide net. You want to get as much people as possible. You don't want to get people that just think like you. You want to get
No, and I
people
get that.
turned on to think like you.
No, and I get that. And I like so then here's the thing, right? Like say you have all these quote unquote influencers, right?
Right.
They're dropping knowledge, right? They're dropping books. They're teaching people how to think differently or look at things differently. So what is it that people will still buy everything that they have and still subscribe to them? Do you get what I'm saying?
They usually come up with more knowledge, but at the same time, they don't give away the best free. They keep it under a paywall. That's the thing.
Called OnlyFans.
They the thing is they give you a little bit of that knowledge. It's to entice. It's that hook we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And they hook you in.
No, I get what you're saying.
And then you want more because you're just like, oh, this is going to work. If I keep with this creator's mindset, author, whatever,
right.
then I can be successful. And then they tell you the best is underneath this paywall, whether it be Patreon, OnlyFans, or anything else. or
Okay,
their
and
own
then what
website.
happens? What happens? Like you said, somebody bites that bullet, gets all the knowledge, right? They pay the paywall, gets all that knowledge. They're still going to be a fan or subscribe to that person and still listen to everything that he says.
They are, but you don't want just that one guy. You want more people.
Everybody wants more people.
That's how you make money.
I know that.
That's how you make money. You're not going to get it all
I
from
think,
just
but
one
here's the
guy.
thing. I think the big thing is you don't want to drop it all at once. The point of the subscription is you would slowly release this material,
Yeah, but
allowing you to create more material to have a constant flow. And then if you, and with Patreon, it's hard to leak that stuff. They would have to like record it,
okay.
right? Yeah,
But it's not impossible.
I mean, I could do Patreon,
it's not
but
impossible.
but I mean, like it's a program. It's a transformation program, right?
I get it, but like, let's say
So, I
someone
mean, like-
subscribed to your Patreon for $10. It's not like that's the whole course. You get the whole course.
I know
You drop
what-
it like
yeah.
monthly.
I know what you're saying, but in order to do the whole transformation, you're gonna need everything. I can't just drop it because then somebody will get stuck and get like mentally disturbed or something.
But that's not how you make money. What you make money is that you always have to lead in to another thing. You have to just not you can get a good bulk monetarily
Yeah.
if you just drop it all at once, but
Yeah.
you can make consistently.
No, and I
You can
get
make
that.
it consistently
All
if
right.
you stretch it out.
Here's the plan. All right. I'm gonna drop it all at once. Make that bulk. Take that money and invest it in something, but still have enough information and help people through that transformation along the way.
That's not scalable.
How can you say that's not scalable?
It's not.
You could. Do you think he could release? Could you release something like that on like Udemy or something, like a course, quote unquote? You know what I'm talking about, Jordan?
Yeah.
Like on Udemy, and then like come back to it every once in a while and like update it. I guess.
Yeah, people do that all the time on Udemy. Have you ever heard of Udemy?
Yeah.
It's like a site where you buy courses from people. Basically, if like you are a teacher, you can make a course like whether it be 5 to even 40 hours, and you can upload a course and people can like pay you, to have that course and download it. Udemy is a pretty good site. They're actually pretty powerful, believe it or not.
Okay, I hear what you guys are saying.
It's not a bad idea. Have you thought
No,
about it?
because you would do it in bulk,
Right.
and it would have like the different lessons, and you could like work your way through it.
But you can
I mean,
always
no,
go
that's
back and
yeah.
update it.
No, I mean for sure. Yeah. I mean that would be a good like you said, I could put the whole thing in bulk in Patreon or Udemy or whatever, and then I would have that YouTube channel just to like help people through that journey, that transfer. I call it the hero's journey. That's like the videos that I've been making. It's like for people's hero's journey.
That is actually a really good idea. Udemy.
I'm full of them, man.
I admit I didn't really think, and I have like at least like 50 Udemy courses.
Do you make?
Yeah, I got a bunch, dude.
But I mean, like, what's more popular, Patreon or Udemy?
Patreon is
Depends.
definitely more. I would say Patreon's more popular because of like big time YouTubers, big time TikTokers, big time anything, Instagrammers. They all have Patreons, but Udemy is where you go when you actually want to learn something, and like Patreon is more incremental, where Udemy is all at once.
Well, so like, I mean, like, you can learn about it, but like, there's that saying, right? They say like knowledge is power, but really, in reality, like, use of that knowledge is truly power, right? Because you can learn everything in the book, but if you don't implement that knowledge, it does no good for you. So, like, I would want to do like a learning course, but at the same time, it's like, nah, this is for you to implement so your life can change.
We get it. You generally want to help people, yeah, but we want you to maximize your profit in doing such a thing. We want to help you get to that $1 million,
Yeah.
So we're telling you ways to do it, and it's not always just bulk buy. Sometimes it's stretching it out. That's why, like, if you look at software nowadays, they don't do just buy this disc and you have it. They do software, like look at Adobe or something like that.
Yeah.
It's always subscription nowadays. Subscription is how like you keep that revenue going month to month instead of just, you get the one big endorphin hit and it's over. You want that endorphin to be stretched out.
I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, I could probably break it up into two parts.
That's it. That's right. You break it up.
See, the thing is, I want now. Just because I don't know. Now I kind of don't want to break it up.
because we're saying it.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why.
All right, going back to one of his 5 points, overcoming arrogance.
Yeah.
You're being arrogant about it.
I mean,
Yeah. You think you know best right now. We're trying to help you out,
Yeah.
giving you all these different platforms.
No, I mean
Like here's what you do. Here's what you do.
yeah.
You make shorts on YouTube. You get people interested in your message. Hey, you can download my whole course at Udemy. You can also subscribe to my Patreon for more exclusive content.
Bam. I like that idea.
You could sell your course, and then you can make other more, content as you expound upon your ideas, but you don't want to give it away for free.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, basically that's what I want to do, right? I want to give out the course, but then make the YouTube to like expand on the course, pretty much, I would say.
The YouTube is the hook into your content. The hook comes before the content. Like you spent time is money. Everyone's heard of this. You definitely know about that. Time is money. And should you give your time away for free? The answer is no. And so you make them pay.
I know I would make them pay.
This is how you do it.
But it comes down to, right? What it really comes down to is the knowledge worth the value, right? Or the value.
Do you not believe your knowledge is worth the value?
Oh no, it 100% is.
Then why not? Then why not make a subscription service?
I mean, like, I'm down for it. I've been telling you, I've been down for it. You guys are the ones that are saying you can't sell it in bulk.
Not.
No, I said I was down. I said I was down for the Patreon because I didn't know what a Patreon was. But I did say I wouldn't want to do the level thing because all I want to do is just sell it in bulk. Because once you like start like a transformation, like you're gonna need everything, right? You're gonna need everything. You can't just not give the tools that they need to go through, like, to grow.
Then tweak your program in a way that keeps them hungry for more every month.
I mean, like the more that you do it, you're going to have that seeking type energy. They call it seeking energy.
I get it.
Like you're going to have that.
Yes, but you want that seeking energy, but you want to keep them hungry to keep coming back month to month. You want to hook them in.
I know,
so
and the retention, acquisition and retention.
They don't just want that subscription to your service. They need it in order to keep bettering themselves. Okay? You know what I mean?
You write the program then. I feel like you got this down pat.
I just know how to like administrate it.
Okay.
I don't know how to make it.
All right.
Like you give me this idea you have, I can make it last. Can I make the idea myself?
Yeah.
That's not that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No, I get what you're saying.
I'm the taskmaster. I'm not the creator.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, like, yeah, but I mean, like, I would basically, like, I have all these videos, right? Divine Writer King,
Right.
aka The Hero's Journey.
Right.
I'll tell you what the program is. Basically, I have no problem. It's very simple, but at the same time, it's very difficult. Yeah. So I mean, like, people are gonna struggle and have questions and need help, and then I could just make videos on the YouTube about it.
You can also pay for you can also charge for your time.
I could do that. Yeah,
that can open the door to be a consultant, a speaker, someone who, if they have questions, hey, I can answer your questions, but it's going to be so and such $sign an hour.
Yeah, for sure.
Because consultant is a big business.
Oh, I already know.
And you want to get to that point where you're on stage with your little like ear to mouth mic and be like, so you want to be Tony Robinson?
I don't want to be Tony Robinson. No, that's not who I want to be. No, not even a little bit.
How about you like Jordan Peterson, right? How about that guy?
I don't want to be Jordan.
Who do you want to be?
I want to be me.
Okay.
I knew he was going to say that. Arrogance right there. Nah.
I don't want to be.
a little bit of arrogance. Everyone has a hero.
I'm my hero. I have to be my hero. It's the hero's journey. You have to be the hero in your own life.
Look, there's two paths. There is the artist and the artisan. Which one are you? The artist creates. The artisan takes what's created and makes it even better. They take it and put a spin on it and sometimes make it better. Like Bob Dylan was an artisan. He took what was already there, spun it, and made himself a legend.
All right, let me tell you how I approached everything. I feel like you just have to approach like your younger self in these situations, right? You learn all this wisdom, like obstacles, right? You learn wisdom from overcoming obstacles.
I understand that, yes.
So, like, I don't know if I'm an artist or an artisan, but I just made a program where in my life I had to overcome obstacles, and then you gather all the wisdom, and then these same people that are overcoming obstacles, you just give them the wisdom.
Incrementally.
Or we can do it incrementally. I don't care. But, I mean, like, the program is going to be in bulk. Like, it has to be.
then I think
because there's steps to it.
there's you can do Patreon and Udemy. You can give your bulk, right?
All right.
But I'm sure you come up with new ideas every so often, right?
I mean, it's weird now, right?
Let's say you wrote your whole program.
Okay.
And it's done today. It's done today. That's it. You shut that book. You're not going to come up with any ideas to, let's say, reinforce your ideals in that bulk, right?
I mean, like, no, you will.
You will. And that's where the Patreon kicks in.
Yeah.
That's where you're just like, wait a minute.
Yeah, because if you do like for instance, like a self-improvement journey, or like if you do like this transformation, you have to, you have to be isolated for a little bit, right? You have to like cut off the outside world. You know what I mean? For like a year or two.
Okay.
And then, when you come back into the world, you know what I mean? You're just going to be different. And like, it's like the same thing with Buddha. Like, it's the same seeking energy like that Buddha had when he left his family, his wife, to go find the meaning of life. You know what I mean? Mm. And then once he found the meaning of life, he learned how, like, or not the meaning of life, but once he found all his answers, once that seeking energy was just gone, like, he learned how to integrate back into reality. And then once you get to that point, like where pretty much where I'm at, you're just trying to live your best life. You're just trying to live, Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like, you could take all that wisdom or stuff that still happens in everyday life, but really, like, if I could get the bulk, get as much money from the bulk or whatever, still help people, I'll just take the money and invest it in something else or do something different.
I get it, but
I don't want to be...
The thing is, like, it seems to me that you poured your heart and soul. You poured a lot of your knowledge in that. And obviously, you're in your early 30s. There's more knowledge to be obtained. You're not old. You're still young.
Yeah.
And so obviously, like, you have your Udemy course. You're going to have the bulk of your knowledge right there.
Yeah.
But like, you also have your Patreon subscription, which I know some people actually do, especially they do both Udemy and Patreon. And so let's say you sell your whole course, but like, hey, there's going to be something you realize. There's going to be something you backtrack on. And of course, that's where your Patreon comes in when you have like, here's a monthly subscription. If, something happens, if you spend so-and-so dollars a month, you get the interlockings of my mind. Let's say like 1 month, it's just like, oh, here's the edition. Another month, oh, here's another edition. Here's something else I realized.
Yeah.
You see what we're trying to say here?
Yeah, I see what you're trying to say. Yeah, I get it.
We're trying to get the bag and bag society here.
I get it.
And it's not just, oh, I've made my bag, let's invest it. It's how to keep that going.
All right. So then here too, because like maybe you two are the artisans, right? And maybe I'm just the artist, because like pretty much like yeah, you like as soon as I make this program, like I just want to put it to rest, put it out there, help people, and move on and do other things. You get me?
Okay.
I don't want to be like a one-trick pony type of guy. I want to experience life. I want to do everything.
So in my field of career, you are the programmer. Chris and I right now are the product managers.
Okay.
So we're...
Is that good or bad?
I think it's a pretty decent analogy. Basically, you make the code. We're telling you what to code, how to code it, and where it goes.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, like how you're telling me is like...
We do the upper management. You are just making it happen, and we're trying to make it profitable.
Yeah. So you're like... Pablo Picasso. Like, I'm Pablo Picasso.
You are Pablo Picasso. We are your manager.
Yeah.
So basically, we're trying to make sure you maximize your profits. And unfortunately, the way how the world works right now, all at once is not necessarily the best route.
Well, that's why I got you guys here, right?
Because like you've heard of a pension, right?
Yeah.
That's what you want to make with your wealth. You want to have something pension-like. You don't want to get that just, oh, I hit the jackpot in the lottery and then there's nothing else. You want to have something that's stretched over, or at least keeps giving. You want royalties, basically.
Yeah, I do. But like I said, right, I would make money, get assets, probably put it in real estate, and real estate will most likely be like a pension.
I get it, but that's one route.
That's
diversify
one. You're right. Diversify. You know what?
If you can get all that money, make your money from real estate, but also keep getting income from your courses, you're rolling.
All right.
You're going to make that $1 million.
How about this? Right? If you guys find a way where I can make $1 million from this course by helping me by being taskmasters or coder programmers or whatever.
My taskmaster is make a fucking social media presence.
Who, me?
Yes. Make a social media presence. You hate social media, but how the fuck are people going to want to buy your course if they'd never heard of you?
I mean, like, I don't know. I'm weird. Like people that
Don't
listen,
be weird.
people,
Be tried and true. Do paths that are tried and true. Don't always doing your own way is cool. Being original is very cool, but it's not always the case. And you want to be known. If you have never heard of Andrew Tate, would you buy Hustlers University?
What is with you in this Hustlers University?
Because it's an example.
I mean, probably not. I don't
Probably
need,
not.
I mean, even like I've heard of Andrew Tate, but I don't want to buy his. I don't want to buy Hustlers University.
Okay, how about this? Let's say Joe Rogan. Oh no, not Joe Rogan, but who's the Area 51 guy?
Bob Lazar,
Bob Lazar.
my guy.
Who you like? If you had never heard of him and he's just like, hey, here's this course about Area 51, would you even notice it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll get a social media.